What's up, guys? This is MLB Talk 123 here. Um, Wi-Fi has been down, everything. So I'm watching the Cardinal Cub game, and all of a sudden they're showing, actually ESPN, and they're showing highlights of Hunter Pence leaving Houston. I must have missed a lot because just a few hours ago, Hunter Pence was acquired in a huge deal. I would say the biggest deal in the trade deadline. We've seen Carlos Beltran. I think we all knew that he was going to be dealt, though, considering that he was going to be a free agent and all. And then Colby Rasmus obviously was a huge deal. 8 player package. A little bit surprising. I would think that the Cardinals would deal him either now or the offseason, but to see him go, and I've talked about that. But now Hunter Pence. This was a guy who wasn't thought to be available earlier in the season. This is a guy who was one of the Astros franchise players. We see, a franchise player like Lance Berkman being dealt last season along with Roy Oswalt. We've seen pretty much a fire sale from the Astros, and so now you see Hunter Pence. Michael Bourne might be on the move, and I think Michael Bourne is going to be getting more and more interest this last day or two of the deadline because of the fact that Hunter Pence is now gone. But let's talk about this Hunter Pence deal. The Phillies, Ruben Amaro Jr. is. The Phillies have got to be happy about having this guy. He's one of the most aggressive general managers out there. To have a guy who's able to push for Roy Halladay and Roy Oswalt, and get all these guys to make sure that the Phillies are championship level. He really just put his team over the top with this. Hunter Pence, just a fantastic player, really he is. He plays a pretty good right field. He's only 29. He's hitting 309 in 430 plate appearances entering tonight. He's just a franchise player for the Astros. So a little surprised to see him go, but I totally understand the move. For the Phillies to be able to have in the last year to get guys like Cliff Lee and Roy Oswald and Roy Halladay and now Hunter Pence, and for Jason Worth leaving to fill the void with Hunter Pence, I think is huge. And the good thing is that the Phillies will have him through 2013, and I would assume they would sign him to another contract, or maybe he would go. I don't know. But the thing is, they need Hunter Pence, and it puts them over the top. Their offense has been a little shakier this year than other years, but having Chase Utley, he almost hit the cycle tonight. He was a double A. Having Chase Utley back to his normal self, Ryan Howard, they have just a great lineup. But injuries have been a problem for them this year. So having Hunter Pence just really solidifies that lineup, the roster, and moving forward. What they gave up for this. There's a lot of talk about proposed deals, and what it came down to is what the Phillies could offer. They're definitely in the win now, but with this trade, it not only allows them to have a great chance to win the World Series this year, but you have Pence, who's going to be here for the next 2 years. So they gave up Jared Cosart and Jonathan Singleton and Josh Zeed, and a player to be named later, and also $1 million to the Phillies. There's about around $2 million left of Pence's salary this year, but he really doesn't have that big of a contract, especially with the Phillies. They can afford it. Their top 10 prospects, the Phillies' top 10 prospect going into this year: Dominic Brown, number one; Jonathan Singleton, number two. He's a first baseman slash outfield. And then you have Brody Colvin, right-handed pitcher; Jared Cosart, right-handed pitcher. Jared Cosart, that was the big name that was tossed around. He is just a fantastic pitcher for the Phillies system. This is a system that obviously has been not as high as it could be, considering the fact that they've had to deal so many top prospects to land guys like Roy Halladay and Roy Oswalt. And for a second, I thought they were going to have to deal Dominic Brown to get Hunter Pence. And I don't know. I doubt the Phillies would have done it, but I think there might have been a chance, at least speculation from outside. Obviously, if you're a Philly fan, you're probably like, no way we're getting up Dominic Brown. But you got to understand, Hunter Pence is a huge acquisition, so huge deal in that sense. And then so Jonathan Singleton, he has one of the best swings in the minor leagues. He's been talked about a lot. A fantastic first baseman and outfield. So you have to understand that. Ryan Howard. I mean, they have. I believe it says first base and outfield here. I mean, I'm not a Philly fan. I don't know, but I know he's a first baseman. That's all I know. And what I know is that if he's not an outfielder, don't get super mad. But it says first base outfielder, so I'm going off that. And Jared Cosart is fantastic. So to have their number 2 and 4 top prospects, and these guys rank in the top 50 in baseball, I believe, that's huge. So for the Phillies to have to give up those, yes, it's sad when you have top prospects have to leave. But when you understand what you're getting back, I think it's a good deal for the Phillies. I think it's a good deal for the Houston Astros. Obviously, the worst record in baseball. It's time to rebuild. Now, some may speculate why you would, give away a guy, a franchise player like Hunter Pence, but I can see why. Hunter Pence is having a great year this year, and I think the Phillies need him to, make it all the way this year. I think obviously pitching is not really a question. Relief has been a little bit of a question, but pitching is not a question for them. What the question has been this year is offense and relief pitching. And offense has gotten better of late, but now adding Hunter Pence, it just takes him over the top. So, 2 or 4 top prospects. I'm not exactly sure where Josh Zeed goes into that kind of category there, but I'm sure they did their scouting well and they scouted the right guy. But the thing is, and a player to be named later, which obviously is going to be from a list that it's not going to be any, big name. But what I'm saying is that for the Phillies, no matter what prospects are involved to get the Phillies to acquire him, that's a huge deal. Well, obviously, imagine what prospects, but of course, the Phillies to acquire him, huge deal. So, a great deal for the Phillies. Thanks for watching. I'm going to be talking 1, 2, 3.